What's up, beautiful Paris Saint-Germain family? Today I will talk about my confidence for this Bayern Munchen and Paris Saint-Germain game. So as you all know, ever since this draw happened, I've been confident that Paris Saint-Germain can beat this Bayern side due to many reasons, but most of them is me being confident in my team. I've seen this Paris Saint-Germain side, a weaker even Paris Saint-Germain side, beating the likes of Bayern Munchen, Real Madrid, dominating City, beating Barca, doing a lot of crazy stuff against a lot of crazy teams in the Champions League. And even though with the recent 2 consecutive performances against Marseille and Monaco away, I'm still very confident that this Paris Saint-Germain side will beat Bayern Munchen in the first leg. I'm not talking about the second leg yet because it's in a month and a lot can change in that time, and we still have that battle gym. We haven't gotten over it, and I've seen Paris Saint-Germain get a bit pressured this season, so I'm not 100% sure about the second leg yet. But for first leg, I'm very confident that Paris Saint-Germain can beat Bayern Munchen, even though Kylian Mbappe will be missing the game, at least from the start. I believe he will be in the squad and probably maybe come on as a substitute, especially if it's needed in this game, but it won't be needed. Paris Saint-Germain in this game, there are no excuses. We have pretty much our best starting 11. And listen, when it comes to the Champions League knockout stages, Paris Saint-Germain turns into a different beast. We saw it even in the season where we lost Ligue 1. We were even worse in Ligue 1. I mean, we're shit right now in Ligue 1 and against Monaco and Marseille, but that season we were trash. We lost to Lorient away. That was disgusting that season, but we still managed to beat and dominate Bayern Munchen, beat and dominate Barca, dominate City until we battled, of course, with those 2 Fugazi goals. But for me, this is a pattern at Paris Saint-Germain. We sadly don't respect the league. We don't respect the cup. This time we even didn't respect Le Classique, but something that we always respect is the Champions League. Of course, my club sadly is obsessed with the Champions League for many different reasons, and I don't know the possibility of the winning Champions League with us being this obsessed, because when you're obsessed with something in this way, you can't get it. The Champions League is not something you can be obsessed with if you haven't won it before. That's the issue. Real Madrid, they're obsessed with the Champions League, but they can win it easily. Why? Because they have won it before. Paris Saint-Germain are in a very delicate situation where we've never won the Champions League before, but we're obsessed with it like we've won it before, which is very crazy. But due to many reasons, I believe that Paris Saint-Germain will dominate versus Bayern. And mostly, as I said, it comes to the pattern. Whatever happens, Paris Saint-Germain dominate, and this team is stronger than what we have had in previous seasons. Lionel Messi and Neymar Jr., they are expected. I have all my expectation, all the pressure on them to be decisive in this game, to control the game, to show why they are the 2 best players in the world. Marco Verratti to showcase why he's the best midfielder in the world, and our fullbacks need to do a great job. And then Fabian and Vitinho are probably going to start in the midfield. They need to do a lot to help the rest of the team, and of course the defense has to be as compact as possible, fight off this Bayern team and not be scared. We cannot be scared. We need to go toe to toe. No playing conservative, no playing defensive. You're at the back with the ultras, with the entire stadium chanting your name. We have to go at them and kill them, similarly to what we did against Real Madrid last season in the first leg, which was very unexpected to me and most people, because we were even worse last season. We came up against that Real side and we were like, listen, we are the best team in the world, until we crumbled. Of course. Nuno Mendes is better this season, Hakimi is better, Messi is better, Neymar is better. Everyone is pretty much better this season apart from Kylian Mbappe. But I mean, he wasn't even future from the start, so it doesn't matter. This game for me, I think we should aim to get a clean sheet, keeping it 0, because I don't see us scoring that many goals in this game. So my prediction would be a 2-0 result for Paris Saint-Germain in this game. I believe we will just be too strong for Bayern Munchen, especially if they play a Musiala Kimmich pivot, because one thing that opposition teams doesn't understand is that when Messi and Neymar, they're not against your 2 center-backs. So no matter how good Bayern Munchen say that Upamecano and De Ligt are, they are not going to be 1v1ing Messi and Neymar. Messi and Neymar are going to 1v1ing their 2 pivots, which is Jamal Musiala and Joshua Kimmich. And Neymar versus Kimmich, that's very entertaining to see. We've been there, we've done that. Messi versus Musiala, I feel for Musiala if that's gonna happen. If Musiala plays in the pivot and has to do something about Messi, because Messi's biggest weakness this season is when you put a big guy, big physical guy. We've seen a lot of times in the league, because that's Messi's biggest weakness, his physicality right now at the moment with his age. But if Musiala is there, and even if Goretzka is there, he's way too slow, he's way too big, clunky for Messi. And I don't think the fullbacks of Bayern Munchen, how good they are, they won't be doing that much. First of all, defensively, they're a bit suspect, as they've always been, Cancelo and Davis. But second of all, Paris Saint-Germain really don't play with any wingers, so they will have a big question mark on their head. Who are they gonna mark? Who are they gonna be against? They don't really know, and it's a big job for our fullbacks to play as the wingers in this game. But with them being fullbacks, it will be even harder to anticipate and read the game that they're gonna use. I hope that Galtier sets us up in the best possible way, and that the players play this game like it's a Champions League final, like it's the biggest game of their life, like it's do or die in this game. As I said, I'm very confident. I will come back after the game, of course, in the post-match podcast and discuss why Paris Saint-Germain beat Bayern Munchen. That's how confident I am, because I've been supporting this club for over 10 years now. And one thing I've seen from PSG, especially in the last seasons, is that whatever happens in the league stays in the league. Whatever happens in the Champions League is different from the league. Monaco, I believe, that game in Marseille, our players didn't care. Why? Because they are waiting for this Bayern Munchen game. If we somehow lose this game, wow, it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing if we lose this game. Mbappe missing this game for me is not an excuse, because Mbappe, he has decisiveness. I would be more confident when it comes to scoring more goals with Kylian Mbappe on the pitch. But without him, I'm still saying we're gonna dominate this game. Dominate Bayern Munchen, dominate like we have dominated every other single team, especially at the Parc. In the first leg of the Champions League, if you look back even from 2017, we got Barca, dominated them in the first leg, then battled in the second leg. Year after that, Real, yeah, that was an exception. That was an exception, even though there was some cheating in the first leg. But you know what? They deserve to go through that season. After that, Manchester United dominated them in the first leg. Season after that, actually, it was a Dortmund where we didn't dominate the first leg, but we went on to go to the Champions League final. That was an exception. That's why Barca dominated the first leg. Bayern, score-wise, dominated the first leg. And against, of course, Manchester City dominated until they got those two Fugazi goals. As I've said, I'm really confident for this game. I'm still extremely disappointed and embarrassed in my team and my club for the recent performances, especially after the World Cup. Won 4, drawn 1, and lost 3, which is completely embarrassing. But as I said, when the Champions League anthem comes on, especially in the Champions League knockout stages, Paris Saint-Germain turn into a different beast. Let me know in the comments down below what's your confidence levels coming into this Bayern Munchen game. You're buying or a Paris Saint-Germain fan. Other than that, make sure to have a nice day, and as usual, allez, les Paris!